So if you own a restaurant, I'm going to give you 5 things you could be doing right now to make a profit for your restaurant, and we're going to jump to those 5 right now. Alright, so it is Damien from Marketing Food Online, and in this video, as I explained in the introduction, I'm going to give you 5 different ways that you could actually be using your restaurant to make money in the middle of this pandemic. If your restaurant happens to be on its way to closing and you're thinking to yourself, how can I generate business? I don't have any patrons coming in my restaurant to sit down and eat. Many states, cities, and counties are now creating laws and rules and regulations that are really restricting a lot of the restaurants on what they can do and what they can't do. But I'm going to give you those 5 tips. But before I do, as always, if this is your first video for Marketing Food Online, make sure that you hit the subscribe button because I've got over 800 videos to help you start food businesses, get a packaged food product up and running, start a food truck, or even sell food from your home. So this channel is going to be the resource that you need to go to. All right, so as I mentioned, we're going to get into those 5. Now, these are in no particular order. To be honest with you, all 5 of them are great concepts. But before I list them, you do need to know that some of these may require your restaurant to have a different permit or even a potentially different type of license. But the idea is to utilize the kitchen that you have that is just sitting there because no patrons are coming in. And if you're only doing takeout or pickup and you're not utilizing an app for delivery services, these are going to be some great ideas that potentially can allow you to open your kitchen up to the idea of making money again until things get back to some sense of normalcy. So, number 5, rent your kitchen out like a commercial kitchen. Believe it or not, there are a lot of homemade food businesses that are looking for commercial kitchens. There is not a lot of commercial kitchens out there to rent, not all over the country. Most of them can actually be found in big cities and urban areas, but there's a lot of places in between that can actually utilize your restaurant because you have a kitchen, a prep area, refrigeration, and walk-in coolers and freezers. As I know, because I've worked in restaurants for a time myself, you can utilize that space and rent it out to a commercial kitchen kind of aspect. This is going to allow people to use your kitchen to produce products, or even if it's a caterer, if it happens to be an event, which of course, as we know, events are changing up as well, but renting it out as if it's a commercial kitchen. So as I mentioned in the introduction, you may have to get a different type of permit or license. Check with your city or county and your office that hands out the licenses and permits to let them know what you're looking to do is actually rent out the space to potential food businesses that are not necessarily patrons that are going to be eating in your restaurant. All right, so number 4 is a ghost kitchen. Now, this is a concept that has been taking off dramatically over the past several months. It's not a new concept. It's actually been around for a couple of years or so in the US, but ghost kitchens are an ideal idea for you to tap into your existing kitchen. So if you're not getting patrons to sit inside of your restaurant, don't worry about it. Take your menu online, get yourself set up with a delivery app, and allow yourself to focus on several lines, different dishes and meals that you can make within your menu. Normally, ghost kitchens don't have a gigantic variety of food, so if you've got a menu that kind of looks like the Bible and it's really thick, you can condense that down into quick, easy to make meals that can be delivered utilizing an app. Now, you do have to tap into the utilization of an app because ghost kitchens run off of the idea that people can search your menu, place an order online through that app, and it goes through your POS, your point of sale system, and you basically make that meal and have it delivered to them. But it's a fast and convenient way to have your meals delivered, plus stay in business. So utilizing your kitchen like a ghost kitchen, which by the way, gives you also flexibility. If you have a set type of menu, you can actually add on to that. If you have a variation of different foods or maybe a variety of ethnic style foods that you know how to make, then that is a great idea that you could tap into as well. So we've got ghost kitchens and we've got commercial renting out your kitchen out for commercial purposes. Let's jump into number 3. All right, so number 3 is to make your own packaged food product. Now, this may be something that you're thinking, well, I run a restaurant, Damien, I'm a chef, I'm a cook, I make products that people eat in a dinner and a plate, kind of an eating platform. Why would I create that? Well, there's a lot of barbecue restaurants that have fantastic rubs. Why don't you create a packaged food product and sell that rub? You can actually make it, in a sense, manufacturing it in your kitchen and then have the ability to sell it either online to local grocery stores or even nationwide grocery chains. But you're producing it in an already licensed and insured and inspected commercial kitchen setting. So take advantage of all the equipment that you have and produce your packaged food product. Now, if it's not barbecue rubs, maybe it's a barbecue sauce. If it's an Italian restaurant, maybe you have a spaghetti sauce that you've been wanting to for years to make and manufacture. That is a packaged food product. You could make it in that facility. But again, as I mentioned, double check with your city and county to find out if there's any permits or licenses that you would need in addition to the ones you currently have. That would allow you the opportunity to turn that kitchen into a money-making food product manufacturing type of sense, so you can create that and produce it there. Again, check to see if you can do it within the existing restaurant that you have. Most cities and counties have guidelines set up that would allow you to do this, but when it comes to the idea of reselling a product and its package as opposed to a dish that's being served as like a lunch or a dinner, there's some slight variations in the type of laws that will allow you to do that, okay? So number 3 is manufacture or make just a packaged food product. And again, not only sauces or seasonings, if you have any type of a topping, an ice cream that you make, maybe if you're a bakery or you're a cafe that's been shut down, is there a certain type of bakery product that you can produce and make and sell locally to grocery stores? The list is endless depending upon the type of food that you serve. If it happens to be an Asian restaurant that serves Chinese or Japanese food, is there some type of a seasoning, maybe a mix or some type of a sauce or a marinade that you can mass produce and sell it under your own brand by creating your own brand? And then being online, that opens your door to millions of people. How do you fulfill those types of orders if you're in a restaurant? Set aside a portion of your dining room area. That would be an area that you can box and package and actually ship the product. If you want to sell a food product online, which I highly recommend you do because that's what I've been doing for 12 years, is that you do this in a way that would make it profitable for you. And getting on Amazon, eBay, Etsy, or even your own website is a no-brainer. There are endless ways. You can even sell it on Walmart.com. And I even hear that Target is now beginning to open up its platform to third-party sellers. So if you have a food product, why not use your own restaurant, your own equipment, and make it yourself? So that's number 3. Let me jump into number 2. Okay, so number 2 is a virtual cooking class. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, I'm a chef, I'm a restaurateur, I don't know how to teach classes. There are websites online that can allow you to either do live cooking classes or you can literally create a seminar style video to teach people how to cook. Believe it or not, it is a booming industry online. And if you create seminars that you can make one time, you can resell it infinitely, and those are considered passive incomes. And literally, if you could show people the basics on how to cook, bake, or make any type of a food product, you can actually mass produce that video and have it sold over and over and over as a digital download, which brings in additional income in the meantime while you're trying to get your restaurant back up and running. So think about that. If you teach people how to cook and make basic things, knowledge that you already know, you can tap into that and sell that over and over and over and just constantly make money from that. That's an idea that you can use for the kitchen that you've already got in your restaurant. Okay, so lastly is number 1. As a food truck commissary, believe it or not, a lot of states, including local municipalities from counties and cities, require food trucks to actually have a designated commissary. Well, if you've got an existing kitchen, you could transform that into a commissary, allowing that to be tapped into by local food trucks. And I can tell you, the food truck business right now, I'm going to do a video, as a matter of fact, that'll be out in a few days. I'm going to explain to you like why right now is one of the greatest times to have a food truck, because they are booming due to the fact that a lot of restaurants have closed and the overhead and the amount of money it takes to operate a food truck is minimal compared to one of a restaurant. So number 1, as a food truck commissary, let the food trucks in your area, let the small businesses in your area know that you are going to transform your restaurant into that. Because again, many of them have to have a designated area where they can park their truck overnight and use it as a prep kitchen for the following day. So if you happen to be in an area that's really populated and that has a lot of food trucks and there are small amounts of commissary kitchens, This is something that would tap into your restaurant and you could charge money for that. So these are the 5 ways that you can use your restaurant right now to generate money if you're looking for some ideas. Now, if you're back up and running, I hope and I pray that you guys are doing fantastic and you're successful, because many restaurants have gone out of business because of the fact that they have not understood how to pivot. In order for you to keep up with the food industry, that is one thing, no matter what type of food business you're in, you need to understand how to pivot and change directions if need be. And these are 5 ways that restaurants can definitely look into creating revenue streams with the existing equipment, the existing facility, and the building that you have. Don't let it get closed down. Just think of some creative ways to tap into what you already have. So if this was helpful, as always, definitely give me a big thumbs up. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video. And I appreciate you guys watching my videos, and all of you guys who are subscribing. We are just surpassed over 34,000 subscribers, and we're being watched in 52 countries as of today. So thank you guys for all the support, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching Marketing Food Online. And if you are looking to create your own food truck, start a home-based food business under the cottage food law, franchise a food operation, start a packaged food business, private label your own food product, sell on Amazon, get your own online store, or sell food online, remember to subscribe and check out these videos for more resources. Take care.